Hi guys, my name's KristenLeanne and welcome to my channel. So as you can see, I got really dressed up for you. So here's the story. Like Tarte gave me this pajama outfit and it's so comfortable, and I was actually going to get dressed for you guys and I started putting makeup on, and then turns out my eye area is like completely flaking off. So I was like, this is not a good look. You should just wipe that off. So all I have right now is the Urban Decay One and Done on, as well as these new Cover FX drops. This is in Celestial. This video is all about tattooing on your eyebrows / microblading. I feel like this is like somewhat of a new thing, like as how good the technique has gotten and kind of what it's developed into. I know that permanent makeup's been around for a long time, but I feel like this is some new shit that I had never seen before. So I wanted to answer some of your questions because it seems like you guys like really were interested in a video on this. So I just, I love you guys, so I want to do it for you. I'm gonna pull up Instagram right now and check out some of your questions. But before we go through those, I'm just gonna kind of like walk you through the process somewhat quickly, because I feel like that's gonna answer a lot of your questions along the way, and then I'll also answer some of your questions as well. So I've always had super thin brows. Thank you, Mom, for that. Her eyebrows are just as thin as mine were. So I always knew about like permanent eyebrows, but every time I've gotten my nails done, I've seen the women who work there who have eyebrows that look really bad, and not all the time, but most of the time look pretty bad and like didn't match their hair color. They were like gray when they were meant to be black. So I just kind of got like turned off, and I just like put it out of my mind. I was like, you're not getting your eyebrows tattooed. That's ridiculous. You're gonna have to sit there and do them for 30 minutes every single day, even though it sucks. Hang on. Cheers. Then one day, my friend Jenna was like, yo, so I found someone who is amazing at tattooing / microblading brows on. And I was like, are you drunk? Let me see this. I looked at the profile and I was like, dang, she's got fantastic work. So I, and I had seen other people's work. I'm just gonna throw this out there, like not trying to throw any shade or whatever it is that people say these days, but there's this girl doing eyebrows. Her eyebrows are so frightening. And I'd seen that before, and that's why one reason I was like, I'm never getting my eyebrows tattooed on. I'm just saying, like, if you want to look at that for yourself, that is what bad tattooed eyebrows look like. You're not supposed to use a tattoo machine. The hair's all going the wrong way. So that really turned me off. But then I saw this other girl's profile and I was like, wow, that is absolutely amazing. It even so close up, it looks so real. So I'm like super just spontaneous. I was like, book it, I'm in, like whatever, pick the date. It is $600 with the person that I went to. I don't know if that's typical. I don't know if it's expensive. I don't know. I have nothing to reference this with. So I just knew that I loved the work, and I was like, I'm paying $600 for this because this is gonna save me a lot of time in the morning, right? I got there and she walked me through the whole thing. I had a really long contract to sign. If you watch my vlogs, you saw me walk in. I kind of like did my eyebrows like naturally, how I would normally like them and how I wanted them to look after they were microbladed on. So I kind of showed her that, and she asked me like what I was looking for. She matched my eyebrow hair color and started actually etching them in with a little tiny razor blade, I think, like this. And then once she had done that for about 10 minutes, then she put on some numbing cream, and then after that I couldn't feel anything. But during that first 10 minutes, it did hurt. And I have a pretty high pain threshold. I'm pretty good in that department, but I actually did think it hurt quite a bit. I was expecting it to not hurt like at all, but it did hurt. Nothing you can't handle though, so don't worry about that. If you're interested in getting this done, it's not that bad. So then as we went through, she kept asking me to take a look in the mirror, make sure I was liking the shape and all of that. And so we both looked at them together. I would sit up and I would look and make sure that I liked them. And then we added a few things here and there. And then she washed off all the, so what they do is she cuts little cuts like hairs, and then she would rub it's ink, I guess, into the little wounds. And that sounds so horrible, not like little wounds, but like she would rub it in there and then it would stay in the eyebrow and look like hairs. So after that, she just wiped all of that off and put something on there, some kind of something that made them a little shiny. And I still had the surgical pen dots because she would outline like the shape of the brow for me, and she kind of already saw what I wanted, so that's how I made sure that like she knew exactly the kind of shape that I wanted, because I wasn't starting with a whole lot. Then after like, so I would wash them with warm water very carefully with a Q-tip every morning for 3 days, and then I would put like that little stuff on there that made them kind of shiny, so I had shiny brows. Like all the events like BeautyCon and all that, like if you guys saw the Snapchats and all that, you probably saw that they were a little bit shiny, but looking good. And then after like, I would say like what, it's been like 5 days, I think, they started to like itch and peel, and they're kind of in that spot right now. They've mostly peeled. It wasn't like horrible, like I still could go out in public. It wasn't like super noticeable, but it was there, and they were really, really itchy. So I was like trying to tap but not touch. It was very hard. Self-control. And there's also a follow-up appointment that I have scheduled out. I believe it's like a month and a half out from now, just to kind of go over it, like look at it after everything's peeled and healed, and make sure that it is what I want, touch up some areas, because after it peels, it lightens up 2 shades. You can probably tell right now that it's lightened up a little bit from how it was before when it was fresh. So that's pretty much the gist of the whole thing. I'm gonna go through some of your questions right now. Bree Martin 2000 wants to know, how long did it take? It took like, I wanna say like 30 minutes from like walking, well, maybe like 35 minutes from walking in the door to paying and leaving and scheduling the whole appointment. It was not super long. It depends obviously like how sparse your brows are. Melissa Leah Garrett says, how long were you thinking about getting your brows done? Honestly, like I wasn't really thinking about it at all. Like I said, I just, it was just a last minute thing. I was like, that looks really good, I'm in. Like it was like a split second kind of thing. Chelsea Burrito says, I have blonde eyebrows and I've always kind of wanted to do this, but I changed my hair and brow color all of the time. Can you still fill them in the same way you did before? So if you're someone that bleaches your eyebrows and actually colors them with hair dye, I would not suggest this. However, what they do is they match your actual brow color, which is always gonna be your brow color. It really has to match, because when you don't have makeup on, it can't be 2 different colors, you know, the strokes, whatever. So I did mine very light so that I can still color them in. If you get like, the thing is, like someone that's really good at this is going to know exactly the shape that you need and how much they should be filled in, where it doesn't look kind of like Oscar the Grouch or anything insane. So yes, you can still color them. I will still be coloring them when I want a more defined look. And I told her that. I said, sometimes I want to be able to really play them up and make them like really crazy, like contoured and all that stuff. And sometimes I just want to do like more natural, but still make them blue or pink or like whatever. So she just matched my normal brow color. So if you can cover your normal brow color with a color that you want to do your brows, then you're going to be fine. Eden Fox says, it's been asked several times, but I'm curious, how long does it usually last? They look beautiful, sending love. Thank you so much. So typically she told me about 1.5 years, since it's such small, fine little, not incisions, but little cuts that are created. It will, you know, as your skin sheds and whatnot, about 1.5 years, you're gonna need to get it touched up again after the first touch up after the initial appointment. Devin Morgan says, I know that a tattoo gun is not used, but does the procedure feel at all like a tattoo, or is it more or less painful? So I would say it is definitely not more painful than a tattoo, but it is a different sensation. It doesn't feel like getting a tattoo at all. It does feel like, I don't know if any of you, I hope not, but if any of you have ever cut when you were younger, like I did, I have scars all over, but it kind of feels like that, but a less intense version of it. It's just a very small one. So it doesn't feel like a tattoo. It really just kind of feels like a small razor blade making little cuts, which sounds horrifying, I know, but, and it was a little bit painful, but not too much so that, you know, I think all of you could handle it for sure. Jen JN75 says, I actually have good shaped brows, but they're so light that you can't see them. Would this be good for putting color in? No. I would not suggest this for putting color in. Your natural brows are going to cover the tattoo work, and you're gonna have a darker one and then lighter hair growing. That'll be all kinds of a hot mess. what you want to do is get your eyebrows tinted. Like people get their eyelashes tinted. I would suggest doing that for your brows. Hopefully that answered a lot of your questions. If you do have any more questions about this procedure, anything about it, just go ahead and leave a comment below. I'll do my best to get back to you guys and let you know all of the answers that I personally know. And if I don't know, I will reach out to the girl who did these. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you are a fan of the new eyebrows. Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you later. Bye, guys.